Good morning, the COT data video for the week beginning the 2nd of September 2024. So when you come to Discord, you come to the the Excel file, which then you'll just download to your file explorer. And then what you need to do is right click it, properties, and you need to unblock. Okay, that's important because the document has macros in it. So we want to unblock those macros because they're going to be calling data off the internet. Okay, so that's unblocked, so we can double click it and you can see that we're going to have a look at the QDB scores alongside the COT data. So wait for that to load. Okay, so we're going to enable the content and we're going to come to the chart page, and then we're going to right click the Euro FX. So that's quite interesting. Move chart. New sheet, net non-comps, because if you remember on Friday we had a big dump on the Euro USD. Don't forget, this is the Euro FX basket, not necessarily the Euro USD. Okay, so you could potentially look at the Euro Kiwi or the Euro Aussie or the Euro CAD, so not necessarily the Euro USD, but if we were to look at that particular pair, it had dumped quite heavily on Friday. So it brings me to the fact that this COT data is from Tuesday. Okay, so it's important to note that it doesn't take into account Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So obviously things can happen in those 72 hours. So let's have a look at the QDB scores alongside. The one thing is of note, there's nothing particularly mega strong. There's nothing really mega strong up here. However, we've got a weak yen. Okay, so currently the euro is the strongest, but like I say, it's a little bit wishy-washy. It could be stronger. We could have stronger currencies. At the moment, it's a little bit sitting on the fence, a little bit, especially Aussie, CAD, pound, and the dollar. So we could have a look at a bit of a quiet week in terms of like strong signals. So for example, something like, I say Aussie was up here with a 10 score, you'd be looking to buy Aussie yen, but currently it has got a very not necessarily weak score, but hasn't got a strong score. Okay, so just bear in mind, nothing is mega strong right now. Okay, Euro FX pumped, so that's of note. So euro has got a good score, euro is pumped, dollar has ticked up higher slightly. Yeah, it's just 1,000, 1,400 contracts. This has surged. I wonder whether or not this might tick lower when we look at it on Friday. So we'll have to wait and see. Just look at the yen. Click that on. The yen has ticked higher slightly. I can show you, but we have gone with plus 25,000, so that's of note. You'd think we're looking at that, we could have probably ticked down. So there's a bit of a discrepancy there. Bit of discrepancy with the euro, because we looked at the euro USD on Friday and it really dumped. And we had a strong dollar to close the week, so that was interesting, even though we had a risk on pump. Indices were very green, but then the dollar was also green as well. So Friday was a bit funny. So we've got a bit of discrepancy going on right now with these three currencies. Okay, so slightly higher, but we've got a poor score. Slightly higher, we've got a negative score, but it's not massively weak. And we've got a positive score on the euro, positive score on the QDB scores. So that's of note. So it might just be a bit of a funny week so far. I'm not sure. We have to look at the calendar. I don't know what's on the calendar actually. It's probably an idea to do that. Aussie has ticked higher, so that's fine, I guess, with a positive score. We have gone slightly higher on Aussie. So that's that. Aussie off, pound on. Pound has risen 47. We had a very strong pound to start the week, and the UK PM had his first official speech, and the gilts, the UK gilts, they really pumped after the speech, and then that sent the pound higher. So that was of note. It's quite frustrating because on Monday we had a setup on the pound where it had like a poor score, and then of course we had that speech, and then it pumped, and it's done okay since. It was a little bit suffering on Friday because we had a strong dollar. Okay, so that's of note. We've got a positive score slightly with a positive COT. Okay, CAD on. So how are we looking for CAD? Just slightly positive, and they have bought from the last week, but we are still quite heavily negative there. Okay, gold on. Gold still climbing higher. 29, 294 from 291. So they're definitely added. We're strong already, and they've added from the week prior. So be careful there. However, if we get the strong dollar, we have the strong dollar theme, then we can potentially we can fall on this. But the correlation's been a little bit out of whack. I think it's more sentimental and fundamentals. There was some good analysis in Discord, and there's about the 50% crossover at FX SSI. If the herd go net long, in other words, go above 50%, then they'll be net long, and then so we should fall. Okay, so it's just been, it could be one horrendous stop run, and it really had to punish the bears. See, we sat around the 2000 figure for ages, and we consolidated within that sort of price range. And now a lot of people have stuck to that price range in their head, and they are in like a state of disbelief, and they think that we should probably come back to 2000. We're 2500 now, and those guys with that disbelief, they probably have exited the casino by now, and they've encountered huge losses, and that is what it is. They're out with humongous losses. So if they do go that long, the retail guys, then we could potentially fall. We should fall, and I think this is a sentimental move from those guys holding on to that sort of old idea that we should be in the 2000 range. And that's the trouble, is that price doesn't stay within a range, it has a breakout, and you need to be quick to adapt to that price change. Now the good thing about the QDB bot, when we trade in the Euro USD, if we have a breakout of a range, we'll trade that breakout, and it doesn't require a sort of like thought process saying, oh, we shouldn't be above that range or we should be below it. It just trades. So that it takes off a lot of strain as well, which is really cool. And so that's that. So we may see a big move on gold this week, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, gold off, and New Zealand dollar on, and yeah, we're slightly positive, and we've got a decent score. Like I say, not a massively strong score there, but it is positive. Okay, so it's ticked up higher. Swiss franc, and then oops, we can probably take off the Kiwi. We could probably put lots of currencies on there, but then it'll get a bit messy. Swiss franc just went sideways, and we've got a decent score there. So let's have a look at the calendar. Let's have a look, and we can see what's going on. I have to sign in, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Because it just remembers that I've got high and medium severity. So Monday, how are we looking? Some PMIs out on Monday from the Eurozone, and PMI from the UK. Unemployment data, PMI from the States, so that could be quite big. Remember, above 50, it's a good sign for the economy. Okay, below 50, it's not so good. It's like a recession indicator. Being above 50 is a healthy sign. Okay, Wednesday, some stuff from Australia GDP, PMI again. So it's PMI week pretty much, and we've got some jobs data. So no doubt Powell will be looking at that. He has mentioned the jolts a few times, and jobless claims here and the PMI again. So Thursday is going to be pretty big, and Friday we are looking at some GDP stuff and CAD jobs data, and of course we've got NFP. So that's obviously Thursday, Friday is going to be pretty big, and they'll no doubt they'll revise that number like they did before, so we can have like a number that comes out of the NFP, and then by Monday they'll revise it, and like they did before, we had like something like 163, but it was like 80,000 jobs out. So how could you be that wrong? How is that even possible? So they're saying that they're inflating the numbers to make the current White House administration look good, and it's all quite phony, really. So just be careful on Friday, where we can have some data come out, but it might not be legit. Okay, so remember to trade safely, and if you want to take the strain out of trading, we've got a bot that I'm going to be using going forward, and I'm just going to cherry pick the trades that it has when it sends out a trade. I'm just going to manually take those trades. So that's it. So hopefully it was useful. We're probably not going to see big moves this week because we've got a little bit of like indecision. And just remember, the COT data is delayed as well. It comes from Tuesday night, and there are things that have happened since Tuesday night. So that's the COT video, and I wish you a good day. And I'll speak to you Tuesday-ish, because I think I might take tomorrow off. We've got Labor Day in the US. And if it's US holiday, it's going to be pretty quiet. So I'll probably be around Monday evening, and definitely be around Tuesday. Okay, so remember to trade safely, and I'll speak to you soon.